Rubio comes up, we're going to go ahead and do the consent calendar. Thank you. Could I have a motion for the consent calendar? Moved by Dr. Weber, second by Mr. Arambula. Madam Secretary.
Medina.
Aye.
Medina, aye. Baker. Baker, aye. Arambula. Arambula, aye. Bloom. Bloom, aye. Chavez. Chavez, aye. Irwin. Irwin, aye. Kiley. Stone. Stone, aye. Lowe. Baker, Patterson. Quirk Silva. Quirk Silva, aye. Santiago. Weber. Weber, aye.
9-0, the consent calendar is approved. We'll keep it open for absent members. Ms. Rubio, welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Today, well, first of all, I would like to thank Assemblymember Lowe for being a joint author and continuing to fight with me for our undocumented students. Today, I'm presenting AB 2477, a bill that will designate a Dream Resource Liaison at California public high schools, colleges, and universities. It is estimated that each year, approximately 65,000 undocumented students graduate from high schools, and while California has taken the lead on enacting legislation to provide opportunities for our undocumented youth, we only see 20% of these students attending college. Our undocumented students across the state talk about the lack of information their teachers provide when it comes to resources for undocumented youth. Since the implementation of AB 540, the California DREAM Act, and other pieces of meaningful legislation, access and affordability to higher education is now attainable for our undocumented student population. Given the current federal climate around DACA, constant pushback from the D.C. administration, and recent remarks from the president on Easter Sunday, we as legislators now more than ever must do more to help our undocumented students and their families. I am proud to say that I was born in Mexico. Most of you know my story. I came to the United States as a young child and was deported, sent back to Mexico, and came back and was undocumented until I was 13 years old. With hard work and mainly education, I was able to get a degree, become a teacher, and now be sitting here in front of you presenting this bill. These students, like me, also came to the U.S. for a better life and a better opportunity. It is our duty to create policies that will lead to successful future. Our dreamers will grow up to pursue a post-secondary education and better prepare themselves to enter California's demanding workforce. Our dreamers have made California better and continue to amaze me with their counseling advocacy efforts under the federal administration. Here with me today are a couple of students that want to share their stories. Rosa Rodriguez, student at Irvine Valley City College, and Julissa Ruiz Ramirez, student at Stanislaus State, and Christopher Sanchez, representing Coalition for CHIRLA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair and members. I am Julissa Ruiz Ramirez, and my parents were the original dreamers. As an immigrant youth, I have faced daily challenges and fear, and I have seen these challenges and fear manifested in our families, our communities, and our children. Applying for college, I had no resources or knowledge of resources to help aid me in my education with my current status. I couldn't apply for scholarships or internships, even with my 4.0 grade point average, simply because I wasn't a citizen. I had no knowledge of the resources that were actually available for me, and because of that, I was limited to my education. As an immigrant youth leader, I now see these challenges with my college community. At CSU Stanislaus, we have no Dream Center and no Dreamer Resource Liaison to aid us with our needs. It took months of protesting our university administration, attending meetings, organizing, informing, and educating in order to get a center where we can be safe without fear of retaliation and where we can get some sort of resources for our needs. A work in progress, our small diversity center is run by student volunteers who do the work the university is being paid for. We have become our only resource that we can go to, and most schools are not that lucky. Our students need our help. Through the passage of AB 2477 and by assigning a Dreamer Resource Liaison, we can do this and so much more, so our students can go to school without fear, so they can become aware of resources available to them, and so they can become our future leaders and professionals. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair, Committee. My name is Rosa Rodriguez. I'm a public health policy major, third year at Irvine Valley College. IVC offers great programs and partnerships that allow students to fulfill their educational goals. However, the campus has left in the shadows 700 of its students. In the Southern Orange County Community College District, 700 students, majority of which are Korean, are undocumented. Yet, there is no advisor or support group designated on campus to aid the large population. I am one of those 700. I'm undocumented, and although my campus has many sources and centers, I still struggle to find a place of belonging and a place where I feel safe on campus, especially with the political climate that we are experiencing today. One of the main struggles as an undocumented student is having to go around campus explaining my situation, telling those at the desk that I am undocumented so that they can tell me the information I need when it comes to the financial aid process, payments, and administration applications. It may not seem like a big deal, but when you're undocumented, telling the wrong person your status can cost you the life you built in this country. Often the workers don't have the experience with the cases like mine, especially since things are always changing regarding DACA. There are moments of frustration when no one on campus is really sure on how to help you. So instead of getting one to help in person, answers for your campus are usually given to you by telling you to dial a 1-800 number, where an operator will guide you through the process. This was the case for me in many situations. Specific questions about the California DREAM Act during my first year at IVC could not be answered by the financial aid office, and I was forced to hunt for those answers on my own. It was even more surprising when I ran into students who didn't know that there was opportunities out for them because they were too afraid to even ask somebody for help on campus and share their stories. Being undocumented and first-generation college student made the transition even more challenging. And although I eventually found the answers, I would have felt more confident of what I was doing if I had a professional to talk to about my doubts. These students deserve to have someone on campus who will be there to help them, to inform them, someone they can trust and build the bond with, get concrete answers and not just a number to dial. Having someone who specializes with working with students in these situations is crucial for their success. These students pay the same amount of fees and tuition, and at times even more if they don't qualify for AB 540. Therefore, it is under the responsibility of the college that these students don't go unnoticed and given the resources to be successful, and the responsibility of the state of California to lead that movement. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other witnesses in support?
Christopher Sanchez, the chair of the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights and the California Dream Network, our collegiate organization. Proud to be a sponsor for this piece of legislation. Here for technical support if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Rosa Barrientos from CHIRLA and the California Dream Network in support of this bill.
Rocio Perez with the California Dream Network at the University of California, Davis in support of this bill.
Rubio Rivera with the University of California, Riverside in support of this bill.
Gloria Valen representing CSU Stanislaus. I'm in support of this bill.
Diana Laureano from Rio Hondo College in support of this bill.
Cesar Gonzalez from LA Trade Tech in support of this bill.
Alejandra Herrera from East Los Angeles College supports this bill.
Mary Cruz with the California Immigrant Policy Center in support of this bill.
Kenia Redondo from Los Angeles Trade Tech in support of this bill.
Guadalupe Piceno Lopez from CSU Stanislaus in support of this bill.
Esma Nasher from CSU Stanislaus in support of this bill.
Janet Herrera Busio in support of this bill from the California Dream Network.
Andrew Medina with Asian Americans Advancing Justice California in strong support.
Jared Jeruso with the Cal State Student Association. We support the bill in concept as we've supported measures like this before, and we will be supportive soon.
Melissa Bardo with the California Student Aid Commission in support of the bill.
Manny Diaz speaking on behalf of the San Jose Evergreen Community College District in support. I believe this is the third time, and hopefully not only gets out of policy, but also out of appropriations. Thank you.
Lydia Bourne, representing American Academy of Pediatrics, California Division, in support.
Hi, Tyler Aguilar on behalf of the University of California in support.
Christine Miller, Chair of the Academic Senate of the CSU. We support in concept.
Mr. Chairman, members, Jeff Frost, representing CATISOL, which represents over 3,000 ESL teachers in K-12 and community college, in support.
Any other witnesses in support? Any witnesses in opposition? Any questions or comments from the committee? Seeing none, Ms. Rubio, if you'd like to close.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the student stories, and thank you to the students that came. Some of them came from Los Angeles area, so I really appreciate the time and respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Rubio. I thank you for bringing the bill forward, and as we've seen with the UC, the attorneys that are in place in all the UC campuses, specifically for the Dreamers, I think are doing good work. I very much support this bill, and thank you again for being here. And Madam, we have a motion.
Move the bill. Second.
Moved by Mr. Chavez, second by Mr. Rumbala, and Madam Secretary, if you'd call the roll.
The motion is due pass to the Appropriations Committee. Medina?
Aye.
Medina, aye. Baker? Aye. Baker, aye. Arambula? Aye. Arambula, aye. Bloom? Aye. Bloom, aye. Chavez? Aye. Chavez, aye. Irwin? Aye. Irwin, aye. Kiley? Stone? Lowe? Patterson? Quirk Silva? Quirk Silva, aye. Santiago? Aye. Santiago, aye. Weber? Aye. Weber, aye.
9-0, the bill is out. We'll keep it open for the absent members.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rubio, you have a second bill, item 16, Assembly Bill 2785.